Today we're doing something a little bit different. We're looking at the top 10 sales in Alexandria City and Arlington County. This is the map of where we're going. To the right-hand corner of this screen is where we are on the map. So I'm always trying to look for interesting ways to present data to you all, and I find market stats to be quite boring. This is our first property on our tour today, and this property is in Old Town. It sold for $2,590,000. It was a 5-bedroom, 4.5-bathroom property. Like I said, I'm always trying to find interesting ways to present information to you all. I find market reports to be quite boring, but one thing I like to do myself is I like to look at expensive houses or really drive through expensive neighborhoods, kind of get an idea of where I would like to live in the future if I were to win the lottery or build a big business or inherit some ginormous sum of money from a family member. So these properties that we're going to take a look at today, they range in price from looks like the most affordable property on this list is going to be 2.5 million, and then the most expensive property is $4.2 million. Right, so we just got a little view of Old Town right there, of the Potomac River. I love this little park over here. You should definitely go check it out. So let's talk about some market stats, and then when we get to the properties, we'll talk about the properties. One thing to note, the way this tour is structured, it took me about an hour and a half to film all of the driving portion of the tour. So I sped up the video in between property tours. So if you see people walking funny like that guy there, or if you see us zipping through things, just know I'm speeding this up. So this video should be around 22 minutes, which makes sense. I think that that's a reasonable amount of time to look at 10 properties, right? So now the second property is a condo. It kind of slipped in there. I wanted to do only single family homes, but this is a condo on the top floor, the 5th floor of this particular development. It's 3 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, 2,675 square feet, and it has views from of the Potomac River from the balcony. This place is gorgeous. I'm trying to talk my wife into allowing us to move into a development like this because I like to be around restaurants and I like to walk the things. But right now we're raising the children, so we're in a more suburban feel. But I just love the Old Town area. Love being this close to King Street. There's so much to do around there, right? So now let's talk about, we have a few more seconds before the next property. So as far as the Northern Virginia real estate market is concerned, these are numbers that we're going to talk about from comparing April 2022 and April 2023. So sales dropped 35% from 3,952 transactions to 2,572 transactions. Now you may think to yourself, there's a decrease in sales transactions. That means that prices are going down. That's not the case. That's not the case at all. Okay, so this is a property that it was actually 2 properties. So it was 601 and 607 Oronco Street in Alexandria. Robert E. Lee used to live in this property here. And yeah, it was 2 townhouses. So the total square footage of this property was 8,145 square feet. That's 2 properties, 6 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms, 2 half bathrooms, right? So pretty cool property. Pretty sure this is going to be a monster renovation to get that property into a more modern design. Okay, so back to the numbers. So the average sales price in Northern Virginia increased from $721,857 to $727,203. So that's from April 2022 to April 2023. So we are seeing that in some of the more attractive neighborhoods. Prices are increasing. It's very competitive to find properties. There's multiple offers on a lot of those properties as well. Now, average days on market has increased by 80%, but that 80% is going from 10 days to 18 days. Still a relatively quick market. Less than 3 weeks on average it takes for a property to sell. You may be thinking to yourself, you have a little time to look at properties. That's not the case. That's not the case. And just remember, that's the average. So that means that there's half as many properties that are selling below 18 days and half as many properties selling above 18 days. Now, one stat that we started tracking because the market started to slow down just slightly is seller concessions. So seller concessions have increased by 27%. So that's the number of properties receiving seller concessions. And seller concessions is another way to say seller subsidy or closing cost assistance, right? So this is money from the seller to the buyer. And in April of 2022, there were 387 transactions, and April 2023, there were 490 transactions with seller concessions. Now, the amount of seller concessions has increased by 25% from $7,354 to $9,175. Okay, so we're about to see our next property on our little tour here. And this property is just gorgeous. It was gorgeous. It was a 7-bedroom, 5-bathroom, 5,438 square feet. And the kitchen was gorgeous. It was one of the few properties on our tour today that had a swimming pool. I think I love the layout. It's larger. It's a larger home, but it has a very welcoming feel to it. You know, sometimes they can have these large homes, these estate homes that have a kind of like a cold feel to them. But the previous owners of that property did a great job of making that home feel quite welcoming. Okay, so we were talking about seller concessions. All right, so the last stat that we started tracking about 3 years ago, when the market really started to pick up, was the number of houses that were receiving or selling above the asking price and how much above the asking price on average were those houses selling for. And this is for all of Northern Virginia. So the number of homes sold over asking decreased by 49% from 2,798 homes in 2022 to 1,439 homes in 2023. Now, this number is a little deceiving because if you remember, the number of transactions have decreased by 35% year over year. So it makes sense that we would also see some type of reduction in the number of homes selling over the asking price as well. I think the number that you want to pay attention to with this regard is how much money people are paying over asking price. And so that number we call the average price premium paid for homes also decreased by 35%. So it was $46,870 in 2022, and that's April of 2022, to $30,595 in April of 2023. Now, what this means is if you looked at all of the data for the properties that sold over the asking price, buyers are paying on average $30,595 over the asking price. This number helps our clients to come up with some type of number to use as a point of departure when they're in a multiple offer situation. Now, we'll tell you, we're about to see another property here. Oh, this is another gorgeous property. that's coming up here. And I believe this is one on Barton Street. Yeah, this one here is gorgeous too. So this is a 7-bedroom, 7-bath, 7 full and 1 half bath property. It's 3,973 square feet, and that's above grade square footage. And then there's 1,158 square feet below grade. And that was built in 2023. This is in Lyon Village, a wonderful place to live. Now, I will say I'm a little biased. I like to live in areas where you can walk to places. You can kind of get around quite easily. So just keep that in mind, that my opinion of some of these places is slightly biased. Okay, so where were we? We were talking about the average price paid over asking, and yeah, just keep that in mind, that 30,000 is what buyers are paying on average. That's in all of Northern Virginia. One thing that we like to do is, if our clients are looking in a particular area, they're about to make an offer, we actually look at this number for the zip code that they're pursuing. And when we're looking at the comparative market analysis, we look at the properties themselves, right? So we like to ensure that our clients know, okay, great, buyers in this particular zip code are doing this when it comes to single family homes, townhouses, condos. So you got to know the data to make the best offer possible, and that's it. So that is the Northern Virginia numbers kind of in a nutshell for April 2023. What do you think about this? What do you think about this style? I would love to do more market report stuff, but I find it quite boring. Our audience doesn't like it. But what do you think about like having a driving tour of the top sales, so you can kind of be distracted a little bit while I'm talking to you, but you're getting some content in as well. I find that, like I said, I find this kind of stuff highly entertaining. Oh, let's get to our next property here. So our next property is a 5-bedroom, 5 full bathroom, 1 half bath property. So it was built in 2016. This property is also in Lyon Village, and it is 4,789 square feet. So a couple things we did with this particular tour, this video that we're doing right here, is I'm showing you 20 pictures of the property, the interior of the property, if we have them, or if they're still left on Zillow or Redfin, because I can't show you the properties from the MLS because that's actually a violation on our side. So since Zillow and Redfin are public information, I can show you that information without getting in trouble. What do you think about this style? Love to know your feedback. And if you're still watching, if you're still watching right now, let me know in the comment section. Just type AX for Arlington, Alexandria, AX in the comment section. That'd be a great favor for me, so I can know that, this type of content resonates with our audience. It's informative. You learn some numbers, some stuff that you could use on next time you have like a little Jeopardy session with your friends. And we get to drive around and look at some of these beautiful homes. We get to drive around and look at some of these gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous properties. Some of these neighborhoods, I gotta say, after I finished filming these properties, I was telling my wife, I was like, we gotta make some more money. I like some of these houses. I like some of these neighborhoods too. These neighborhoods are just fabulous, 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 fabulous. All right, let me give you some more data that you'll find, or you may find interesting. I find interesting, but let's look at this next property here. So this next property was another new build. Surprise, surprise. So it was delivered in 2022. It's a 6 bedroom, 6 full bath, 1 half bath, and there are 1,978 square feet on the above grade, and then 1,978 square feet below grade. And this is in Country Club Hills. Very nice neighborhood. Very nice neighborhood. Some nice addresses in there that people find quite desirable. All right, so let's get into some more data. Data. All right. All right, so a little fun fact. So when we're talking about properties, how much money people spent over the asking price, the number one transaction, or the buyer who spent the most money over the asking price, was a home in McLean. The buyer spent $546,887 over the asking price for a home in Spring Hill Farm. So the property was listed for $4.45 million, and the close price was $4.9 million. All right, let's do this next property that's on our list here. So this property here is a 6 bedroom, 6 full bath, 1 half bath property. It's 4,482 square feet, and this property is located in Golf Club Manor. So this is in Arlington. All right. So yeah, let's get back to that data. Yeah, so they paid over $500,000 more for this property. Now, this property was built in 2021. The buyer paid all cash for that property, and the home was on the market for 34 days. I would have to look up and see if this was a new construction property, because sometimes the new construction properties, they show up as the buyers paying severely over the asking price for the home, but then it's really just the buyer adding amenities. I mean, not amenities, upgrades to the property through the builder. So sometimes these numbers can be a little bit deceiving. So the next property that made it on our list of you can't believe how much a buyer paid over the asking price is a property in Loudoun County. A buyer paid $409,986 over the asking price for a home in Loudoun County in Lovettsville. So let's see, when was this property? So the buyer used a conventional loan. It was a 5 bedroom, 4 bath home, and the property is on the market for $890,000, and they paid $1.29 million. But this house was built in 2023, so I think that $890,000 was actually the base price, and then they had upgrades. All right, let's get to this next property on our list here. All right, so this next property is a 7 bedroom, 7 full, 1 half bath property. It's 4,366 square feet above grade, and then 2,196 square feet below grade. And it is located in Crescent Hills. The high school is Yorktown, middle school is Williamsburg, and the elementary school is Nottingham. All right, so let's see. So we're up on our last property here on this list. Again, let me know if you think that this information is useful or entertaining. What do you think about this video style? I think that I like it. But I'm not the intended audience for this. But we're just trying to figure out ways to kind of deliver information to you all in a more entertaining fashion, and something that you'll watch the entire time through. And if you're ready to start your real estate journey, there is a link in the description to the Perfect Home questionnaire. Fill out that form and we'll schedule a time to meet online via Zoom. So this last property here is 6 bedrooms, 6 full, 2 half, 4,228 square feet above grade, 1,300 square feet below grade. And it's in North Arlington. The school is Yorktown Middle School, Williamsburg Elementary School, Nottingham. So that's it. So that's the top 10 sales in the city of Alexandria, or Alexandria City, and in Arlington County. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let us know any feedback that you may have. Peace.